Congress in chaos.
The office of Speaker is hereby declared vacant.
Caplin News is live in Washington, D.C. after they casted a vote that put Kevin McCarthy's career in jeopardy. 3 orphans make it back home.
Rescued here in Florida in 2021.
After being away for a year. And a little girl spends her 12th birthday in the hospital.
I just pray for God to heal it.
After an unfortunate event. These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Kelly Sanchez. Today is Wednesday, October 4th, 2023.
Live from the Lee Caplin School of Journalism and Media in North Miami, this is Caplin News.
Breaking overnight, campus concerns at Morgan State University. 5 people injured in a mass shooting in Baltimore, mostly students at the HBCU.
The city's mayor faces reporters this morning and calls for action. Caplin's Valentina Gaspari is in the control center this morning with the latest off the satellites.
Kenneth and Kelly, the gun violence epidemic continues as another American university experienced yet another mass shooting on campus.
As we know it now, 4 of the 5 individuals that suffered injury are Morgan students.
Victims ranging in age from 18 to 22, and fortunately, all of them are expected to survive. The shooter opened fire last night during homecoming week celebrations on campus. Mayor Brandon Scott saying enough is enough.
When will the sanctity of American lives and the sanctity of American college students and students to get their education outweigh the sanctity of American guns?
Officers gave the all clear early this morning, although the shooter has yet to be taken into custody. The investigation centers around a dorm where shattered glass can be seen in an upstairs window. Just like at FIU, Morgan State has an emergency alert system, which campus police say worked within just a few minutes.
I believe in the first alert went out at 9:30. There were approximately 4 additional alerts that went out subsequent to the first alert.
Morgan State has canceled classes for the rest of the day and will be evaluating the continuation of homecoming activities for the rest of the week. In the control center, Valentina Gaspari for Caplin News.
Kevin McCarthy is out as House Speaker. Lawmakers this morning are trying to figure out what's next.
Caplin DC Bureau reporter Paloma Pimentel joins us live from outside the Capitol building. Good morning, Paloma.
Yes, I am here near Capitol Hill, where the House of Representatives suspended sessions for a week after ousting Republican Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House Republican Kevin McCarthy, out of office on Tuesday. The now ex-Speaker of the House has been voted out in a process that he agreed to follow. This procedure means that just one member can move to eliminate the chamber's top elected official. That one member was Florida Republican Matt Gaetz, who said McCarthy was unfit for office because he wasn't working closely enough with fellow Republicans.
Kevin McCarthy is a feature of the swamp. He has risen to power by collecting special interest money and redistributing that money in exchange for favors. We are breaking the fever now, and we should elect a speaker who's better.
The 8 joined with all the Democrats to overthrow our elected speaker. That took 15 rounds, but we elected him. So far more, over 200 Republicans in our caucus were favorable to Kevin McCarthy, myself included. And today what we did is we focused on something that the American people had no interest in us focusing on, because Kevin was capable.
After the vote where 8 Republicans joined all the Democrats to vote McCarthy out, the now ex-speaker held a press conference after the voting.
Look, I think Matt has planned this all along. It didn't matter what we transpired. You know, he would have done it if we were in shutdown or not. I firmly believe it's the right decision to keep government open, to make sure our military is still paid, our border agents are still paid. And if that makes a challenge based upon whether I should be Speaker, I'll take that fight.
There's been several names mentioned as possible replacements, where members are expected to vote for the next Speaker next Wednesday when they come back from recess. I am Paloma Pimentel in D.C. reporting for Caplin News.
This morning in West Palm Beach, the trial of a South Florida man accused of locking his adoptive son in an 8x8 box. As WPBF's Terry Parker reports, day one of that trial was yesterday.
Prosecutor Brianna Coakley told jurors Timothy Ferreter and his wife Tracy built an 8x8-foot structure in their garage and kept their 14-year-old adopted son locked in there, often with the lights turned off. And they say a Ring camera captured it all.
And his wife would turn off that light and leave their 14-year-old son locked in a room in the dark. You're going to hear over and over and over again that door locking.
Ferreter's attorney, Priya Murad, said the couple was struggling because the boy, who was adopted as a toddler from an orphanage in Vietnam, had long-standing behavioral issues.
Who for years and years and years is continuing to engage in these behaviors, who will not stop.
Murad said the Ferreters tried to get help from doctors, therapists, and the schools, but nothing helped. The question, she said, was, did Ferreter have criminal intent when he locked his son in that room?
Bad parenting does not make somebody a criminal.
The state brought the boy's older sister to testify. We're not showing her face, but you can hear her answering. The sister testifying her brother didn't have a real bedroom, was not allowed to help himself to food, to have a cell phone, or to be out of the garage or in the house alone.
Was he allowed to walk freely through the house?
No.
Was he allowed to do something like watch TV in the living room?
Not alone.
Were you allowed to do that?
Yes.
Terry Parker. Day two of the trial is today, and it's already underway.
A pair of lightning strike victims are waking up in Florida this morning, even though they were scheduled to return to their home in the Midwest a couple of months ago. As WESH's Marley Martinez reports, the younger of those victims is still receiving care at an Orlando hospital.
Nali Yang is from Minnesota. She brought her family, including her daughter Mila, to Florida for the first time for Mila's 12th birthday, not knowing they would be spending this milestone together in the hospital. Nali says she and her daughter were struck by lightning when they visited the beach at Sebastian Inlet on August 14th.
I don't hear the thunder, but it's like a dream for me that I was like flying around with the tornado. So hard spin me around like a tornado.
Nali says the lightning knocked her flat onto the sand.
My whole body, I feel pain, but I couldn't open my eyes. Something was like killing me.
Eventually, Nali was able to get back up, but her daughter did not. Mila was airlifted to Advent Health Hospital in Orlando, and her mom has been by her side ever since.
Sometimes I cry alone. Sometimes I pray to God that why a lot of people come vacation and they're okay, but why me?
Nali says her daughter's prognosis is unclear. Mila suffered brain damage, internal bleeding, and burns all over her body.
I love her so much. She's a very small girl. She's going to be 6th grade.
The single mom of two plans to stay in Florida as her daughter's treatment continues. Now she has to find a way to pay for a more permanent place to stay and hospital bills.
And I just pray for God to heal, and that's it. Yeah, that's it. I couldn't do anything.
That was WESH's Marley Martinez reporting. The younger victim received CPR from her brother until paramedics arrived, which may have helped save her life.
Hurricane season becomes, quote, uncharted waters due to record ocean temperatures and El Nino. Hurricane season is more eventful this year, with more storms possible to develop in open ocean. Temperatures are usually warm, and the storms tend to drop toward the end of October. Experts say the Atlantic season has seen 18 named storms already, which is above average.
There's wildfire smoke seen throughout the U.S. People in New York and Miami woke up to hazy skies on Tuesday as a result of hundreds of Canadian wildfires. Forecasters say the smoke is now moving to the southeast, and experts say the air quality is unhealthy for people in sensitive groups. The smoky conditions are expected to linger until Wednesday, but improve throughout the day.
A bill has been filed to rename a Florida highway to pay respects to the late, great Jimmy Buffett. The bill was set in motion on Friday by Florida Representative Chuck Clemens. The highway in question is Road A1A, which runs from Key West all the way up to Georgia. If passed, parts of the highway will be renamed to Jimmy Buffett Memorial Highway in specific counties.
Playoff optimism for the Marlins after regular season success against the Phillies. We have details from Game 1.
That's still ahead, and so is this story.
They were all rescued here in Florida in 2021, and they were found as orphan calves. Each of them was weighing less than 60 pounds when they were first brought into us.
A cross-country trip back to Florida for a couple of manatees who survived a health scare. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
They were all rescued here in
I could really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes?
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by Panther in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Sweet home for 3 unique manatees after health concern. 3 manatees are now back home after traveling thousands of miles from Cincinnati.
Alliope, Picolina, and Soliel are back at Zoo Tampa, and they're healthier than ever. The sea cows were rescued by state wildlife officials and brought to Zoo Tampa for critical health care in 2021. They spent over a year rehabilitating in Cincinnati Zoo and gaining all the weight they needed.
They were all rescued here in Florida in 2021, and they were found as orphan calves. Each of them was weighing less than 60 pounds when they were first brought into us.
In Zoo Tampa's care. Animal care supervisors at Zoo Tampa are now taking care of the manatees and making sure they are fed to prepare them to be released into the ocean. Zoo Tampa supervisors say this will likely happen in January or February.
The first playoff appearance for the Miami Marlins since 2020 did not go to plan as the Fish fell short to the Philadelphia Phillies in the first game of the Wild Card Series. Facing a Phillies team that made the World Series last season, Miami struggled to keep Alec Bohm and Nick Castellanos at bay as Philly surged to a 2-0 lead early in the game. Josh Bell brought in the only run for the Marlins, and the Phillies extended the lead late to take a commanding 1-0 lead in the series. Final score, Philadelphia 4, Marlins 1. Miami stays in Philadelphia for the second game of the series at 8:08 p.m. You're tuned in to Newsbreak. We'll be back in a moment.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Kenneth Bueno.
I'm Kelly Sanchez. Get more news anytime at caplinnews.fiu.edu.